everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Penny. I am a master esthetician in Portland, Oregon. Today I'm going to do the first of a series of videos with my skincare recommendations for the Sephora VIB sale. Now, if you are new here, I hope that you will consider subscribing. I also hope that you will follow me over on Instagram. I'm doing all kinds of fun daily skincare content over there. I'm doing masking challenges. I just started doing IGTV, and I'm doing little 1-minute skincare tips regularly. So it's really fun, a little less formal, and I love the interaction over there. So I do hope that you will check that out. Today's video is in collaboration with my friend Abby from the channel Abby Bliss White. You guys, she is a makeup guru. Anytime that I have a question about makeup, I wonder about a swatch, a new release, anything like that, I text my friend Abby, and she's just lovely and she knows her makeup. So if you love makeup like I love skincare, then you should definitely check out her channel and give her some love. Not to mention, she is a ray of sunshine. You'll just adore her. She's one of the nicest people, and I've met her in real life. We are real life friends, and she's wonderful. So I do hope that you will give her a little bit of love and support her. Now, today's video is going to be cleansers and toners and masks. I'm splitting this up because I have so much information to share with you that I wanted to make it digestible. I will put each individual product in the description box with its corresponding timestamp and link if you want to go look at it. And you feel free to skip around this video all you want, because there's a lot of information. So we're gonna start with cleansers. I personally always do a double cleanse. If you don't know what a double cleanse is, it's typically where you use an oil or a balm and it breaks up and loosens your makeup, it loosens up your sunscreen, then you follow it up with a cleanser. So that's the two-step process. So I have a couple of balms to share with you. The first one is from FARMACY, and this is their Green Clean Makeup Melt Away Cleansing Balm. Now, I have used this one in the past. Sephora says it's a makeup remover and face cleanser that melts virtually all makeup, leaving skin hydrated and silky smooth. So the deal with this one is I loved it. I thought it was really good. I will tell you that the Physicians Formula Perfect Matcha, to me, is kind of a dupe for this one. I mean, I'm not talking ingredients wise, I'm talking performance wise. I love that Physicians Formula, and I recommend this one, and I'm gonna explain something, but the Physicians Formula is a fantastic dupe at a little over half the cost. When I look at the ingredient deck of this one, it does have some troublemaking ingredients. It has some citrus peel oils in there, and those are definitely concerning for me because they're sun sensitizers and they use them for fragrance. But when it's in a cleansing balm, I give it a little bit more of a pass for a couple reasons. Number one, you're going to rinse it off. Number two, you're going to follow up with a cleanser. So I'm less concerned about those fragrance ingredients. If you are sensitive to fragrance just by virtue of the scent, then you won't want this because it does have a gentle fragrance that you can actually detect when you're using it. Personally, I feel like it's a very nice sensory experience, and I liked it a lot. I thought it performed very well. It's definitely a recommendation, but again, if it's out of your budget or you just don't feel like spending that much on a cleansing balm, that Physicians Formula is a fantastic alternative. Now, the next one on the list is by Drunk Elephant. This one is super intriguing to me, and I will tell you that this is one that I'm actually going to purchase during the sale. It is a cleansing balm that does the same things that the FARMACY cleansing balm does. Use it at night. You're going to loosen up your makeup and your sunscreen and all of that kind of stuff. And it sounds beautiful for that. You get 3.88 ounces for $34. What is extra intriguing about this product for me is that it comes with a bamboo booster. It's a little container, little package of bamboo powder and various powders that make this product a manual exfoliant. So you use it at night as a balm to do its makeup melting, and then you can use it a couple times during the week in the morning as a manual exfoliant. If you are someone who likes to do manual exfoliation, this is a great way to get a multitasking product into your regimen. And you guys had requested to me some multitaskers, that you wanted to see some multitaskers. This is one of them. This is a fantastic way to have not only your makeup, cleansing balm, but your manual exfoliant all in one package. So I'm gonna pick this one up and I will report back. Now we're gonna move into the cleansers. First cleanser is by Skinfix. This one looks really good. This is an oil foaming cleanser. So if you are somebody who's anything but oily, I wouldn't recommend this for oily skin. SEPHORA says it's a lightly foaming, creamy cleanser that washes away dirt and makeup with gentle coconut cleansers, leaving skin feeling soft and supple. It's $28 and you get 6 ounces. So you get a decent amount of this cleanser. And it's kind of like, you know, like a hand wash foaming cleanser. I happen to be a cleanser person. I do cleanse my skin in the morning to, you know, kind of start the day. I know some people don't, and that's okay, but I do. So I like having a cleansing wardrobe. I like having multiples because it's one type of skincare product that I know that I will actually go through. They don't go into a graveyard. I finish up my face cleansers because I use them so much. And it's not like some of this other stuff that winds up and just not getting finished. So this is one that I definitely would recommend. When we look at the ingredient deck, it is glycerin forward. Glycerin is a really great ingredient. And in case you haven't already been able to tell, I color code and create these graphics so that you can at a glance see the ingredients and the quality of the ingredient deck. You can see that if it is in bold, it means it's a superstar, fantastic ingredient. If it's in blue, it's a good ingredient. If it is in just black, it's just neutral. Red means it is a troublemaking, not so good ingredient. And orange just means that those of you with sensitive skin might want to be aware because it's a potential irritant. Not a bad ingredient, but a potential irritant. So you can see with this particular product, there's no red, there's no orange. It looks like it's a very nice skin cleanser. The other thing I want to point out that is important across the board when you're looking at ingredient decks. There are certain words in ingredient decks that are marker words. One of them is phenoxyethanol, and you will notice in some of my graphics, I've underlined that word. By the time that I thought to underline it, I'd already done a bunch of the graphics and they were uploaded. So some of these I've done it, and otherwise I want you to look for this word, phenoxyethanol. The reason why is that globally, phenoxyethanol is only allowed in an ingredient deck up to 1%. So at least in the United States and other countries where your descending order of percentage is how the ingredient deck goes, it is here in the United States like that. Phenoxyethanol lets you know that that is 1% and everything below it is going to be less than that or less. So it's a great marking ingredient, and I love to find it in a deck and assess what's above and below it because it's just a quick way to see, you know, the value of the ingredients around it, especially when they come after it. So this one is a good cleanser. It looks like a good cleanser. If you have normal to dry or dry skin, this might be really nice. Next is going to be Dr. Brandt Clean Biotic. If you've been here for a little while, you know that this is one of my favorites, mostly because it's pH balanced. It's super gentle. It helps to kind of protect the natural flora and your microbiome, and it uses yogurt. I love the consistency. It is a great morning cleanser. I think I'm on tube number 3. I got this one in a BoxyCharm, and I'm so thankful because I'm typically not someone who likes to spend $35 on a cleanser. So I wait for a sale to buy this one, but it's good enough that I've repurchased it now a couple times. It's good with my PMD Clean. It's good in the morning, and it is good as a second cleanse, and it's got the right pH. I don't find that my skin is stripped. I feel like I just feel nicely clean, but not dry in any way. Now, there is one ingredient in the ingredient deck that you should take note of, and I'm not gonna even try and pronounce it. This one gets stuck on my tongue. It is in orange on the ingredient deck, and it is a preservative that some people have some trouble with. It can be irritating. So just know that that ingredient is in this. I've never been irritated by it. It doesn't bother my eyes, nothing. But some people are sensitive to that particular preservative, and likely if you are, you know it. Next is probably the most exciting cleanser that I'm going to pick up at this sale, and it is by the Inky List. This is their Oat Cleansing Balm. You guys, this is, I think, 5 ounces, and it is $10 to start. That's regular price. That's great because I feel like if you fall in love with it at the sale, repurchasing it isn't gonna break the bank, and on sale makes it even better. It uses oat, which is a calming, helps with redness. It's a great ingredient. The first ingredient in this cleansing balm by the Inky List is sweet almond oil. That's a good ingredient as well. No bad ingredients. One thing I will point out is where the phenoxyethanol sits, there are some good ingredients after that. So this would be one of those times when those good ingredients are pretty negligible in my book, because not only are they way far down on the ingredient deck, but they're after phenoxyethanol. So I don't even look at them as, I mean, I highlighted them as good ingredients so you could see them, but they're likely pretty negligible and not going to do much for your skin. So something to take note, but I will be picking that one up for sure. And if you've tried that one, I would love to hear about it. We're going to move into toners. The first one we're going to look at is a request, and this is the OLEHENRIKSEN. This is the Glow to O Dark Spot Toner. Now, SEPHORA says it's a potent toner supercharged with high potency AHAs, glycolic and lactic acids to reduce the look of dark spots in as little as 7 days. It's supposed to be for normal, dry combination and oily skin. Okay, so here's the deal. When we look at this one and the ingredient deck, first of all, it's glycolic acid, witch hazel, and lactic acid right at the top of the deck. That is great. Glycolic acid is an alpha hydroxy acid. It's a small molecule, and it's able to really do a good job of surface exfoliation, give you better texture, brighten your skin. Not only that, but glycolic acid is a great anti-aging alpha hydroxy acid because it can help signal for new collagen and healthy cells to come to the surface in replacement of the ones that it just exfoliated off. So glycolic acid is definitely a superstar ingredient. Lactic acid is a larger molecule that is also an exfoliant, a surface exfoliant. It sits on the top more than glycolic. Glycolic gets in a little bit deeper, does a little bit more potent exfoliation. Lactic is more gentle. The cool thing about lactic acid is it's also a humectant. So it is a favorite. It probably is my favorite alpha hydroxy acid that exists. So for those ingredients, this looks good. This one goes a little sideways because do you see where that phenoxyethanol sits? It's way up high in the deck. What had me excited about this one at first glance was the licorice. I love licorice, you guys know that. It is a soothing, anti-inflammatory ingredient, but it's also a pigment inhibitor. On its own, it's pretty weak, but when you combine it with things like glycolic and lactic and other pigment inhibitors, it can be really great at brightening the skin and calming the skin. Unfortunately, it falls after phenoxyethanol in this product. So my excitement quickly turned to, although the glycolic and the lactic and the witch hazel, those are all good ingredients, but what made this special to me was that licorice, and there's not enough licorice in this to do a lot for you. If you have tried this and you got some brightening, it's likely because of that glycolic and that lactic acid. They can actually be brightening and help to, make your skin glow, give better texture, all of that kind of stuff, but probably it's not due to the licorice. The other thing about this one is it has fragrance. And remember that fragrance, that one word, can be up to like 3,100 different ingredients encompassed in that one word. I don't like that at all. In fact, if I had to choose, I would rather they just list a couple fragrances than have the word fragrance in an ingredient deck because it's so ambiguous. So I don't love that either. And then at the very bottom of the deck, we have a couple dedicated fragrances in there as well. So you kind of have to decide. Do you want a glycolic lactic acid toner that has those ingredients towards the top? Set aside the licorice and you have to have fragrance. So that's up to you. I will pass on this one. Now, next is one that I will recommend, and I am going to pick this up. This has been on my list for a very long time. This is the Tarte Knockout Tingling Treatment. It uses glycerin, niacinamide, salicylic acid, lactic acid. It is $39 for 5 ounces, but you can get a smaller size. Now, this one is fantastic. The second ingredient is niacinamide. Niacinamide is vitamin B3. That is great for your pores. It's great for your barrier function, which means it's going to help to hold water in, so you're going to be more hydrated. Niacinamide is also a pigment inhibitor, so it's going to help with dark spots and brightening your skin. It is just a fantastic ingredient. Niacinamide is also very stable, so you can count on the niacinamide remaining active in a product for a really long time, which is, you know, that's good because there's so many ingredients that over time they degrade and they aren't good anymore. Niacinamide's not one of them. Now, after the niacinamide, we have lactic acid. And I just told you that lactic acid is my favorite alpha hydroxy acid. So that start of this ingredient deck is stellar. I love it. And I think that this would be a great alternative to the Biologique Recherche, not the 1970, but the P50 version without 1970. I really do, without the phenol. I really do think that this could be kind of a dupe for that one. And on sale, this will be like half the cost of the Biologique Recherche, which is a lactic acid based exfoliant. Now, this one also has glycerin and it has another antioxidant that is very, very good. And it has salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is a beta hydroxy acid, and what that does is it loves oil. So salicylic acid is going to brighten your skin, definitely help with overall tone. It can help with congestion and blackheads. And I tell you, if you have kind of a dullness to your skin, but you don't see anything, you don't see why, you very well could have congestion and you don't realize it. Little tiny clogged pores that actually are very, very tiny blackheads can cause a complexion to look dull. Salicylic acid helps to disencrust those pores. It eats away at the debris around the edges of the pore so that as you wash your face and go about your days, that debris is able to just come out of your pores. It doesn't stick around and become a dull looking tiny, tiny little blackhead that in aggregate, when there's a ton of them, make your complexion look dull. This looks really, really good to me. I will definitely be picking it up. Now, it does have two ingredients in here that I have to mention that are both antimicrobial ingredients, but are potential troublemakers and irritants. So given the fact that this is lactic acid and niacinamide and other things that can, you know, cause you to tingle a little bit, be aware if you have sensitive skin that there's a couple ingredients in here that can also be irritating, and you might want to do a patch test if you are someone with sensitivities, because this looks like it's probably a pretty potent exfoliant. When I did my recent breakdown of a AM and PM routine, and I said twice a week in the morning in place of your vitamin C, use an alpha hydroxy acid, this would be a great one to use twice a week in the morning as your exfoliant. It just looks like a really, really good product. So this is coming home with me for sure. I will be picking this one up at the sale and I do recommend it. Okay, we're gonna move into masks and then we'll wrap up this first in this series of videos. We're gonna talk about the Drunk Elephant T.L.C. Sukari Babyfacial. Now this one is $80 for 1.69 ounces and it is 25% AHA blend of glycolic, tartaric, lactic, citric acids, and then it also has a 2% BHA. So this one is going to give you a pretty good surface exfoliation like we just talked about. It's going to help to, you know, improve texture on the surface. It's going to help cause your cells to turn over. It can help with pigment, and it definitely can help with your pores because salicylic acid, again, is going to help with your congestion. Now, I did do an affordable alternatives to expensive products video, and I suggested that you could use the ordinary, the red peel that is AHA, BHA. Definitely still stand by that recommendation. It's about, I don't know, 1/8 the cost of this, and it's a good little peel. This one, though, when we look at the ingredient deck, like a lot of Drunk Elephant, you can see immediately, this is why I color code these ingredient decks. Look at all that blue. They definitely just pack their products with skin loving ingredients. So this would be what sets it apart from the ordinary product. The ordinary product is going to give you that exfoliation like this one or a similar type of exfoliation. This one is just going to feed your skin while it's doing it because there's definitely all kinds of great ingredients beyond the alpha hydroxy acids and the salicylic acid. So this one is definitely a recommend. It's quite expensive. The packaging is good. It's opaque and it's a pump. It's airtight. If you've been, you know, wondering about this one, it's a huge yes. It's just expensive and you have to decide if it's in your budget or not. Okay, you guys, those are all of the cleansers, cleansing balms, and masks. So we are going to do, in the next video, you will see vitamin C's and eye treatments. I have moisturizers and sun care to share with you. And I hope that you will check those videos out as well. I do hope that you will check out Abby's video. I hope you will go tell her I said hi, give her some love, and just seriously, you're gonna love her. I hope you're having a wonderful week, staying inside, and I will talk to you in my next skincare video. Take care.